We gonna jam, dude?
Yeah, what do you want to play?
Black Dog?
Yeah.
It ain't rock and roll.
Want to do rock and roll? Which one you want to do?
All right.
Which one you want to do?
I want to do Black Dog.
All right. Okay, so talking about Howard Benson, I mean, you were the king of layering.
The Daughtry record was a big record for us. It was a big record for me because it's 2006 and he didn't have a band. And it was me, I think it was Josh Freeze and Paul Bushnell.
Yeah.
And we were the band. And we'd get these acoustic guitar and demo thingies and then have to build it into this huge production. And it was usually, when all the drums were done, we spent a day on just guitars for each song.
A day per song. Yeah.
So, but we would, like, I mean, for me, it was instinctual. You know, like if I heard a song and say It's Not Over Now.
Yeah.
I'll be very specific.
Yeah.
We heard. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So the riff at the beginning of the song on a really cool guitar, I believe it was my 1960s Galliano, made by Hofner. So it was a 12-string that I strung as a 6. It had these really cool pickups. And Mike put it through this amazing compressor, and the part was, Chris starts singing, and then halfway through, I just
in the verse, still the verse.
And then when you put the vocal in, it was like,
so that's like core.
Good job, Phil.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of, because you have to, and
because that creates such a mood.
It really did. Instead of just strumming an acoustic, that sounds so campfirey sometimes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you don't want that vibe with this vocal. His singing is so powerful that you have to not only complement it, but try to create the same mood that his vocal's creating. And the lyric, it's not over. That can be a very touchy subject.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then we started getting big in the pre-chorus, and it was something like, I don't know if these are the right chords. It was kind of like I'm gonna add a little bit of this here. That kind of thing. It's just rock chords now, right? But underneath it, I did something like I love harmonics.
Right.
So it's kind of like, wait. Something like that, right?
You put that in the chorus.
No.
Where were the harmonics coming in?
In the pre-chorus.
So
that kind of thing, right? So you just, and it's going with the vocal.
So what I'm saying is that first kind of like that arpeggiated thing was the whole intro verse.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the pre-chorus, did you move from that arpeggiated thing to this other thing?
Yes.
Okay, that's
the pre-chorus is like, now we're building it.
Driving.
So it's got to be the middle section.
Yeah.
It's got to be the section that bridges.
But you got to save it for the chorus too.
Yeah, and the chorus is big power chords.
Right.
But then you're doing something like, so. It's just the 8th notes, right? So you got to do something that makes it more interesting. So he's saying, it's not over. So I'm a counter melody answer kind of guy.
Yeah.
So say I was going. Something like that, right? But what if I answer? What if I echo the line? So, it's not over.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So, and then one's an answer and one's a harmony.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, it sounds orchestrated.
Yeah.
It's not just the guys in the garage.
Are you doubling all these things or just?
Well, so it depends on producers, right?
Yeah.
Like Howard, they love doubling everything. Well, not everything. Sometimes we'll put something interesting on the left, something else interesting on the right. But it wouldn't be uncommon on the first Daughtry record to open up the session and see 18 guitars. So for the big chorus, we would have a left and a right, and then we'd call it a triple and a quad. The exact same thing with a different guitar and a different amp.
Oh, wow.
Now, the thing is one's got to be big and meaty, and one has to be very defined. You hear every note,
Yeah.
It's clear. So people thought, man, that's a lot of gain. It's not a lot of gain.
Yeah.
You almost think it's a lot of gain because it's so big. And there was one song, I did a video about it on Instagram a couple of months ago, and it was, there's a song on that record called What I Want, and it's Slash came in and did a cameo solo on it. But the rhythm guitars on that song, I'm so proud of, because I put licks in it and stuff. I put, like, there would be like a turnaround as opposed to just going copy and paste. And
Yeah.
And the cool thing, the sound was, you know, like I started playing Unchained with the tune. I got the guitar on. It's the wrong guitar for Van Halen. It's a Marshall Major, which is 200 watts. And we got it heating up. And I started playing Unchained because it was drop C sharp. And I look at Mike, and Mike looks at me and goes, holy shit, this has got to be the tone. Okay, let's make it the tone. And then I just started rocking all these things on top of that song, and it was so good. I love memories like that.
Yeah.
I love memories of being able to and once you get into song 8, it's kind of like, what do we do now? But then it just happens. Song 11. Oh my God, we've probably done everything.
Yeah.
But we didn't do this.
Oh,
and it's like we were on a roll. That whole record was meant to be that.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
That's the beautiful thing about playing a whole record like that, because then you're looking at the whole record as like one big song with all these movements. So you don't repeat.
And that's the record where that was my calling card. That record was a producer saying, hey, let's get the guy that did the Daughtry record. And I did one record. I love this story. I got a session contractor calls me. She goes, hi, I'm the session contractor for so-and-so. And I'm like, what's the session contractor? I don't know what that is. She goes, well, he doesn't call you, I do. I'm like, great. She goes, are you available to come in and do this on, say, Tuesday? I'm like, yes. And then she goes, he wanted me to make sure that you bring the acoustic you used on the Daughtry record for home. I'm like, wow, that's really specific. She goes, yeah, that's how we work. So, and I thought,
that's cool that they even knew to ask that.
I know, right? They love that sound. I'm like, there's 40,000 different miking techniques once you have even the same acoustic.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody's aware of that.
And what mics? Well, I've had this thing where they say, what?
I have to call Mike Plotnikoff. Hey, man.
Can you do this session with me?
Yeah, well, if they don't want another engineer, because they have an engineer.
Yeah, I know.
And I go, can you ask Hatch? Remember Hatch?
Yeah.
Can you ask Hatch what microphone we used on the home? Because I don't. Mike is like me. It's like that amp, that guitar, go. He's like, that microphone, go. And if Hatch doesn't write it down, we don't remember nothing.
Of course. Dude, I mean, how about this one? They clip, we want this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and you get there and you do it, and they're like, no, we don't want that. But, you know what I mean?
That happens too.
Yeah, and that's cool. You know what? Let it flow wherever it goes, as long as you end up with a touchdown.
But you know what's funny? There was one, I should come in ready. Like there's a song, because we recorded the first Orianti record. Howard Benson did that. So she liked the Daughtry record. I'm coming in, I go, so what am I doing? She's like, I want you to play all the rhythms, and then I'll just do the solos. I'm like, great, no problem.
Yeah.
So a song came in, and for the Orianti record, and you hear the demo, and you know it needs a verse part.
Right.
So I come up with the verse part, and lay it down. It goes out. 6 months later, I'm working on a Kelly Clarkson song, a new Kelly Clarkson song, and the verse part on the Kelly Clarkson demo was the part I recorded on Orianti's record.
Same producer?
No, different producer on the demo. They just stole my verse idea, made it
into a demo for the next,
And then I'm like, Mike's like, is this gonna be weird? I go, what? Well, learning your part.
Yeah.
I go, I gotta change it a little.
You're gonna have
one.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, that makes sense. And then the record company always goes, hey, so we got a little demoitis over here, and why did he change that part? He goes, because it's the part that he played on another record.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Jesus.
Isn't that funny?
What about like Chris Cornell? What the heck what was that like? because the songs are all different than like Kelly Clarkson or Daughtry.
That was, first of all, what an experience.
Yeah,
because it was, you know, they call me and they say, hey, we want you to play on a Kelly Clarkson song. Chris did a whole record with Timbaland.
Yeah.
And it was very not rock.
Well, I didn't like it at all. It was like completely different.
This label was like, you know, we got to put out a rock single. So we're going to send you over to Howard Benson. So it was me and Josh, I think, again. And we were playing on the Chris Cornell song. And Chris wasn't there. And then I went in the next day. And then I was playing all the guitars to his guide vocal. So that was, oh my God.
Yeah.
Chris's voice is coming through the speakers. Yeah. And I'm playing guitar.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And he wasn't there. So I was kind of bummed I didn't get to meet him. But then the next day I get a call and, hey man, can you come in tomorrow at 8 o'clock? I'm like, well, I got something, but what is it? And he's like, well, Chris wants to be here when you lay down the solo. And I was like, oh yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, not a problem.
I can't make it to the other person.
Yeah, right.
So it was, I went in and he sat on the couch and I came in and I was like, oh my God, my guitars, his voice coming out of the near fields. He's sitting on the couch and they want me to do a solo, right? So I dip into my deep, okay, I'm going to use bouzouki tuning. It's going to be melodic yet fiery. And I lay something down. And when I'm in the studio doing a solo, it's like I'm on stage.
Yeah, I know.
I'm bouncing around the room.
I know, I've seen you.
I can't sit down.
Yeah.
I gotta, you know. And then I finish it. He goes, wow, that was really good, but I think you need a little more gain. I'm like, yeah, but it looked good, right? And he laughed. And I'm like, I broke the ice with Chris Cornell. Yeah!
What was the songs like? Were they?
One song, it was called Long Gone.
Was it anything like?
No, But no, it wasn't like Singer-Songwriter. It was just an amazing song with a wicked vocal performance.
Right, of course.
And then I got to do my thing, and then it was, you know, it's funny. I made a video on my YouTube channel, PhilX1111, of me breaking down what I played on it.
Wow.
And he had passed, and I turned on the session. I mean, put the song up, and I was like, "Fuck, I nailed it, man." It's such a beautiful guitar intro. You know what? I couldn't even play it for you right now because I don't remember. It's been so many songs ago. But you know, I don't like being the guy in the studio. Hey man, let's take a selfie before we track. I hate being that.
Yeah.
So, but that's the one selfie I didn't get. I regret because he's not with us anymore.
I got one with him. I did Kennedy Center Honors with him.
Yes.
Check this one out. So this is my first Kennedy Center Honors. We're honoring the Who. So he's the one that's going, you won't get fooled again.
Perfect.
Okay, and Dave Grohl did Who Are You, Who Are You, Who? Anyway, so I got his text number. And this is the first, I didn't know that Kennedy Center Honors, they edit a lot.
Oh.
When he came out to You Won't Get Fooled Again, for some reason he wanted to sing with a mic cable, not a wireless. He came out there, he's the last guy, the last of the whole show, cable came out. So what they do in a situation like that is that we're told to sit in our chair, where we are, on stage, producers talking to the MD, audience leaves, and they're doing a hold, and they're trying to see if they could use what was in the rehearsal. They film the rehearsal.
Wow.
But without the singer, so he wasn't singing, so they had no backup. The band sounded great. So let's say the band makes a mistake. They could grab from the rehearsal and they're doing close-ups on the dress rehearsal of the band.
Yeah.
Purposely for that.
Yeah.
But the artist is not singing the dress rehearsal. So now we have to redo it. So I thought, cool.
Everybody leaves.
Yeah. This is after an 11-hour day.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, cool, that's great. So the show comes on a month later, and I'm like, Chris, man, it's gonna rock. And they go through the artist, and all of a sudden, wait a minute, they're editing the shit out of the shit. They edited Chris's whole thing out. I felt so horrible, because now I'm going like, I didn't know they do that, so I'm like testing Chris, and then it's like, all of a sudden I'm like, what the fuck happened? It's out there, you can see it on YouTube. Oh man, but I got a selfie with him.
That's harsh though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I had no idea. I would never text
I learned about TV when I played Leno with Rob Zombie and Lionel Richie. We did Brick House because it was because it was on it's on the soundtrack for House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh,
Rob was promoting the movie, so we did it, and it was funny because Rob calls me and goes, "Hey man, I don't have a band right now, and I got to do Leno. I'm gonna use the guys that played on the track. Do you want to play on Leno with me?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, yeah, dude!"
Did you record that track?
Yeah. And then he said, over at Scott Humphreys, and then he said, "There's only a catch." I'm like, "What's the catch?" He goes, "You gotta wear zombie makeup." And I'm like, "That ain't a catch. That's pretty damn cool, right?"
What's it like doing this? What was Rob Zombie's whole deal?
No, we did it kind of funky. That's why Lionel Richie was there. So I love the parts because
yeah.
And I think it's two parts together. I kind of go like oh,
Right. Cleaner sound.
but isn't that chord?
Yeah.
So I did, and then we did that, and then obviously there was a heavy guitars, and then some wailing at the end.
That's the main part that everyone.
That everybody. So he's creating vocals, and then it's freezing, like you said. You get into a studio, like a TV studio. It's freezing, so everybody stays awake, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so they had a rapper do a middle bridge rap,
Right.
and she got lost. So the guy, Richie and Lionel and Rob came in late on the section. So we were killing it, and we had a horn section too, doing the horn.
Yeah.
And then I was so bummed. I'm like, oh man. And they're like, everybody please hold. Going again in 5.
Oh.
I'm like, going again? Awesome. So we nailed it that time. I personally thought that the band sounded better the first,
Right.
but the second take.
Everybody played their parts right.
Yeah, exactly. But it's kind of funny how all that works, right?
Yeah.
Whole other
Oh,
world.
it's a whole other world.
And either everybody working in the studio, like the crew, is on cocaine or just love their job. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's so happy.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, you got everything you need?
Yeah.
Hey, that was really good. Could you move a little bit this way? And then it was, my ex was in the audience.
Yeah.
She goes, you know, when on the next take, if you stand 2 feet to your left, you'll be in the shot more.
Yeah, with the lead singer.
Right? So I got back in there. And then they also said, Chris Chaney was like, hey man, if you get a mic, you make more money. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm doing backgrounds anyways. Yeah. Okay, good.
I completely blew that whole thing. All those times I was with bands.
A vocal mic, please, on the drummer.
I could have gotten more money. I was just happy to be there.
Even if you just lip sync something, right?
Exactly. Turn my mic off, but I'm singing.
Exactly.
Hey, that guy doesn't have a cable in his mic. So, all right, so give me, so if you were doing something for like Avril Lavigne or Kelly Clarkson, that's a whole nother world.
You know what, if you picture, like, I didn't do it, but one of the coolest songs that she had was Since You've Been Gone.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's like
Cleaner sound.
And then it picks up in the like, obviously in the chorus, it gets huge. But so many things were like a drone note and a melody. Like, that kind of thing. There's always something. It's got to be catchy, hooky.
Is this for Avril?
It's any girl.
Yeah. Any girl. Any of them.
Kidding, that sounded terrible. Yeah. But no, it's like, I mean, even when I was doing the songs that I did with Avril were with Ray Maida. He's the singer of Our Lady Peace.
Right.
But he produced 6 songs. I think it was 6 songs on the one record. And there was it was only 2 songs. He produced 6 songs on Kelly Clarkson's second record.
Oh, okay.
And it was one of those things. And it was like, that one was like, wait.
Is that the part you came up with?
No, it was there.
Wow.
But that's the part. It's getting the tone, nailing the thing. And then
Did you double that part? Did you copy that part? Because that was the demo. They would love that.
Yeah, basically, there was a song called, whatever, 2 weeks later, not 2 weeks, say 2 months later, I walk into the Habit to grab a burger and the song's playing on over the speakers. And that's when you know you're playing on a pop record.
Yeah.
Like when I played on Gavin DeGraw and Kelly Clarkson, I went to the gym a couple of months later and I'm on the elliptical machine and I hear the Gavin DeGraw single. And right after I hear the Kelly Clarkson single, I kick that elliptical machine's ass. I go, this is me.
I know. I love that, man. God.
I mean, it has happened all the time.
Dude, it was 5 in a row was my record. And the first song I didn't even remember. You know what? It was a Canadian artist. It was Amanda Marshall.
Yeah.
I forgot. You play a song a couple times, you don't hear it. And then all of a sudden it comes out, you go like, God,
she's a great singer.
She's great.
She's amazing. I remember her.
That was a situation where where somebody has she went diamond in Canada, which is, that's $1 million.
That's gonna be $1 million.
It's $1 million in Canada.
1 less 0.
Yeah. Yeah. She went and then she decided, no, I gotta use a different producer, different band, different everything. It didn't quite work out the same way.
Well, I got lucky because, I mean, again, you leave your thumbprint, I leave my thumbprint. You know, we did the first Dachi record, he put a band together, went on the road.
Yeah.
And then when he came back to do the second record, he said, Howard, I want to use my band. And Howard's like, are you sure? And he's like, yes. And Howard's like, okay.
How'd that work out?
Well, drums went down, bass went down, right? Guitars are going down. And then Mike Plotnikoff goes, hey, Chris, I think we got to call Phil. And he's like, I don't want to call Phil. He's like, I think we need to call Phil.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Howard said that.
Yeah.
And then he asked Mike.
Yeah.
He said, Mike, Howard thinks we should call Phil. What do you think? He goes, well, you got to admit, Phil set the bar pretty high on that first record. His absence will be missed.
Well, you created the parts. The other guy was playing the parts.
Yeah, and they were trying
It's one thing to play the parts.
Right.
It's another thing to create the parts.
So they're trying to take the parts that I created on the first record and apply them to the second record, but it's a whole new record, different songs and everything.
Yeah.
So they called me and I went in and the guys brooded about it. Like I'm laying down
I've been
guitars, and the guy's sitting on the couch like,
yeah. I've been there.
Okay, how about this?
I've been there.
I've been in the same situation, different artist, different guitar player. I'm laying down, I'd come up with this part and the guitar player's on the couch going, I could do that.
Yeah. Of course he can.
And Mike goes, no, Bobby, you can't.
And Mike is usually so polite. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's so easy to say, I can do that. Yeah, you can do it, but can you create that? Can you come up with that idea, with that sound under the gun right now? Yeah, you can play that because you just saw him play it.
Right.
And you think you can play it, number one. Oh, dude, I remember a guy going like, they had me come in and do one song. And what they'd been doing with him, they'd spend a day or two editing every measure to get it to sound great. And he'd go, I don't see where you got Kenny in here. I'll just listen to my other tracks. And I went, are you kidding me? We Frankensteined your shitty drum tracks.
All the life out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I come in and, because I write every note out, 2 takes, I'm done with feel.
Yeah. Wait, I got to say that about you. You're reading it, but it doesn't sound like it.
No, I know.
And this guy, he's like, oh, you wanted to have life. Like, yeah, dude. I mean, they do that to guitars too nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, we don't have much of a budget. Coffee guy, you play guitar, right? Get in here. And they Pro Tool it to death.
Yeah.
And
that's what
got no vibe.
That's what sucks, is that when people say that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Okay.
Oh my God, not in my own era. I'll go down fighting with that, man. No, are you kidding me? You know, like, I bet you can relate to this. So I'm playing this real simple beat at this big music care thing, and I'm just trying to check some different cymbals out. Just playing a real simple beat, and there's a drummer, a real good drummer from who's playing on the show, and he's looking at me going like, what? I'm like, what? He says, how do you get that simple beat to sound so amazing? And that made me think, you know what? While I'm playing, I'll never be as great as I want to be, but I'm always going after something it's in my brain and in my heart. And I'm adjusting my hands and my feet as I'm playing, chasing after this thing, you know, whatever it is. It's always trying to be that amazing thing. You must be that way too.
Dude, you just said something that I hope everybody latches on to. you'll never be as great as you want to be.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Yeah.
And you know how people come up to you and go, oh my God, you're the best drummer in the world. Well, I don't think so, but thanks. Or people come to me, I put something on, on Instagram, and people will be like, this is the greatest guy out there right now. And I mean, I feel flattered by that, but I got work to do, man. It's like when somebody goes, man, when are you going to play a 7-string? I haven't done everything with 6.
Yeah.
What am I going to get another string for? And then it's so amazing when in your head, you could always be better. And I think that's what keeps our feet on the ground.
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps us working on our craft.
Yeah.
I don't think you stop.
You never stop.
Never stop.
I've said this a million times. It's like the running back who gets a touchdown in the NFL. His career is not like, hey, I've made it. You can't set it and forget it like, yeah, I got a touchdown. No, dude, you got to do it again and again and again and again.
And everybody's a different idea. Like, this was the funniest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes like, okay, I played 85,000 people at Wembley Stadium with Bon Jovi with a local opener. But when Steve Lukather mentions Phil X in a Rick Beato interview, I get texts like, dude, Steve Lukather said your name. You've arrived.
Exactly.
I understand that because who's better than Luke, right?
Right.
But, oh yeah, like Wembley means nothing.
All right, now Phil X and the Drills. Now it's all you.
Oh,
now what's that all about?
I need a slide. Do I have a slide? I don't have a slide.
I don't know.
Fuck,
Can you use this?
Wait, this is a song that you love.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, so with Phil X now you got it's an open palette.
Can you bring me? It's like a little yellow pouch that's in the case in the big pocket. Okay, let's talk you off the ledge.
Yeah.
I got to do it.
Ooh. Is that with a slide?
I'll show you what I'm fucking doing.
Talk off the ledge. The ledge.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, buddy. So I have this thing with the drills where I want to think of, obviously you like the lyrics because they can be really tongue-in-cheeky and like read between the lines, kind of interpretive.
Yeah.
For me, I want, like, those riffs are kind of like my lyrics. It's kind of interpretive. Like, it's almost like I don't want it to be something you've heard before. Or if it is something you've heard before, there's a little twist in it.
Right.
So in Talk Off the Ledge, the song that you like, I wanted to make it really crazy. So it just starts with almost like a, and it's kind of like a, and the verse,
yeah,
because I'm a knucklehead,
yeah,
I go, right. And why I call myself,
I love that.
Why I call myself a knucklehead?
I love that.
Because I got to sing on top of it. I got to sing on top of it in the verse.
Yeah.
So I'm going. You got your feelings in a bunch of down. I'll tell you comes a fucking quick again. Sit with you, I needed to be over you and started with an innocent cup of Joe. Now you wanna know, now you wanna know, now you wanna know. I gotta talk you off the ledge. Gotta talk you off the ledge.
Dude, did you do the lyrics, the rhythmic in your vocal first, or did you come up with the lick first? You know what I mean? Because you have to, and you have to sing all that shit on top.
When people ask me how I do that, so we have another song called Kiss My Troublemaker.
Yeah, I love that one.
For me to be able to sing on top of that, I gotta wind it way low. You've lost yourself inside your sorrow. Okay, sorrow's on this.
What?
You're all stuck inside your head. Okay, head is on the upstroke here.
Dude.
And then I speeded the tempo and I got it. But it's like doing math, man.
Totally like coordination up the wazoo. The thing is, the cool thing about like your songs and the drill songs, it doesn't sound like anybody but you. I mean, it doesn't sound like anything to me. It's like, I can't go like, oh, that sounds like, doesn't. It's all different and unique.
And if I do something that's similar, it's an homage. Like there's a song on that Volume 2 record that we were talking about, Super Good Looking's Volume 1, I'm sorry. That's called, it's Total Van Halen.
Yeah.
And it was like 40 years after Van Halen 1 came out that we recorded it.
Yeah.
And I wanted an homage to Ed and the band. But the cool thing is that when I do the solo, like, okay, so the song's like, it's the hyper boogie, right? And that kind of thing, right? So when I'm doing that, you have that whole, you know what it is. I go, okay, this is an homage to Van Halen.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And there's a song, this solo, I want it to be like I'm the one where there's key changes. And then, so I do the solo where there's key changes but I'm doing Phil X licks. I'm not doing Eddie licks.
All right.
So it's kind of like, I'm in.
Oh, I see, that's the homage, yeah.
So that's how I felt like, it was kind of like, I mean, my signature licks are like that kind of stuff, right? So that's me.
That doesn't sound like anybody but you.
Yeah, buddy.
I can't say that sounds like anybody.
No, it was funny. I'm gonna go back to Steve Lukather one time because I was playing at. I've been friends with Trevor Lukather for a really long time. Finally gets his dad to come out to see the drills at the Roxy. So now I'm playing at the Roxy with the drills and Steve standing right there, and it's freaking me out. And what freaks me out even more is I go into a solo and he gets a little closer to see what I'm doing. Yeah. And he backs up when I'm done. And now I'm really freaking out. He's getting closer, you know, like that. And then I did that same lick in another drill song called Sunny Days when it goes. That's crazy stuff, right? Yeah. But he came up to me on the street. He said, hey, you did this one lick where your hand was going one way, but it sounded like it was going another way. And I'm like,
yeah.
Steve, look at that.
Yeah.
You never get past that.
I know.
But he's such a great dude, man.
He lives, I go over and have coffee at his house all the time.
After that Roxy gig, he invited me to see his band at the,
his own band,
right?
His own band.
At the Baked Potato.
Oh, you mean that when he...
This far away.
Panos, and
Panos, yeah.
And Jorgen on bass.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was so good.
That's badass.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
And so after that, we went and he took me out to sushi at his favorite sushi place. And we're sitting there and he's like, you know what I like about you? And I'm like, what? He's like, you're reckless. You just get up there and do your thing and you don't care.
Yeah. Well,
it's really hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but you got that. He goes,
yeah, he's totally that.
I don't have that. I go, dude, I just saw you at the Baked Potato. You smoked it.
He does have that.
Yeah.
He's so humble.
He's so humble.
He's so humble. Remember it at the
G4.
Yeah, G4.
When he goes, I don't know what I'm doing here. Everybody's better than me. I'm like, shut up.
I know. It's like,
I love him so much. And he's so inspiring.
I know.
And
what a natural.
You know what he liked?
Natural.
You know what he liked? When I said, I saw you at the Baked Potato, it made me go home and practice.
He said that?
I said that to him.
Wow, of course. Well, that's good. That's a compliment.
You're not just saying that? I'm like, I'm not just saying that, man. Yeah. I swear, I watched you play. I went home and practiced.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's what you do to everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what you should do to everybody, man.
Yeah.
We aspire to inspire, to be inspired.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the biggest compliment you get when someone says, you inspired me, period.
Exactly.
You know. So you got that Les Paul there.
Yeah.
What's the difference in, obviously there's a big difference in sound.
Yeah, I'm an SG guy most of the time. Oh, let me.
You don't have to play it.
I don't have to?
You don't have to. You can stay on the SG.
I want to pick this up so I can turn the light on.
Wait, now with Bon Jovi, do you Ooh. Hey, you still sound like you. That's right.
Okay, so like what I was talking about in the, when we were talking about playing in Bon Jovi and respecting the band,
right?
Respecting the Richie,
yeah, of course,
respecting the fans. So it all comes down to making the right decisions per song.
Yeah,
right. Like there's something about straying. You can't stray. But so obviously like. And so forth. You're living on a prayer. You can't stray from that solo, right? But when I'm doing Keep the Faith, it's kind of like start it like Richie and then go off the rails kind of.
Right.
That kind of thing.
John must love that because it's like it's Richie, but then it's
well, there was one video, and I think I posted it when it came out. I don't know if it was 2017, 2018. I did that, and the look on his face was, "Oh no, he likes it or he doesn't like it," and he goes, "That was a kick-ass solo," and he holds his arm out, giving me the bow.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, with Bon Jovi, do you have a lot of guitars?
Well,
or you stay pretty much on one?
No, it's like 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens?
The tunings?
Tunings.
Yeah.
Plus, you can't play the same, you can't use the same guitar for Raise Your Hands.
Oh, yeah.
And Lost Highway.
Yeah.
Right? So one's a single coil, one's a humbucker.
Yeah.
For sure. And then sometimes you want to use a Les Paul, and sometimes you want to use like, when you play, for instance, I'll Be There For You, you need a Strat. There's some bluesy licks in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
go back and forth. I love a Les Paul for something like Bed of Roses because you need the neck pickup.
Right.
It's got this sweet, velvety, smooth woman tone with the.
Yeah.
It's something that you really need. And for me, a lot of guys, on one guitar, without changing pedals or anything like that, I got that happening, right? I switched to the treble pickup for the.
Wow. Whole different,
and then
whole different instrument. Wow. Wow.
So it's like using a Les Paul for that is perfect for the 2 volumes in the top.
Yep.
Right?
Just the way it's set up.
And the light.
Yeah, of course. That's the thing everyone's gonna look at. Look at me. Dude, that's awesome. I love it. I love it.
We're gonna jam, dude?
Yeah, what do you want to play?
Black Dog?
Yeah.
It ain't rock and roll.
Want to do rock and roll? Which one you want to do? Which one you want to do?
I want to do Black Dog.
All right. And I'll do, right hit, gut.
Okay.
2 hits.
Got it.
Hey,
mama. Hey, mama, said the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Uptown, the way you shake that thing, gonna make you burn, gonna make you sting. Yeah, baby, when you walk that way, watch a honey drip, I can't keep away. Gotta roll. First time on a cajon?
First time on a cajon.
Dude, I miss the cymbals.
I know. I was
Cymbals!
gonna get a little drum set, but it was so buried deep into my closet, I just pulled out the cajon. Because it was right there.
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
Thanks, dude.
So much.
Thank you.
Hanging out.